Hi, Mary Angela. I support empaths and sensitives and light workers and healers to navigate your path ahead. And for this month of September, we're stepping into a number 4 month in numerology. So, really learning about balance and balancing, especially the water element and the fire element, which is going to be really potent this month. So, I invite you to focus on creating some structure and stability to call in the strength and foundation that you need to balance this time. The number 4 is about anchors and setting a foundation as you have the 4 pillars, the 4 legs that will help you to balance your well-being, your health, your finances, how you relate to relationships, either at work or at home, developing your spirituality and your self-care. So finding that balance is really key. So we have a few highlights this month with Pisces, a full moon in Pisces on the 2nd here in Australia. So as a water sign, it can leak out. We all have Pisces somewhere in our chart, and this water can become, without a container, it can just flow out. And so really in the first half of this month, it's about noticing your emotions, where they can get overwhelmed or scattered. And because I'm a water sign, I've learnt to really create a solid container within myself to harness my healing capacity so it's not leaking out, so I don't feel drained or over responsible for other people. So that's something to really be noticing on for the first half of the month, where we can just be called into too much drama, other people pushing our boundaries. And as always, when this happens, it's an opportunity to practice our skill of being assertive, speaking our truth, noticing where we can give, or choosing when the right time is to give, so that you are finding that balance within your water elements. So then we have this potent time coming up for the next 6 months with Mars in Aries in retrograde. So that comes in on the 9th. We're already feeling the effects of that time because this is the warrior, and for us the warrioress, really tapping into our ability, the masculine, the balanced masculine, that is creating structure, is taking action, feeling motivated, really laser focused on our goals. But when our fire or our warrior or the anger can start to bubble up and get out of control, I do invite you to notice that, because anger can be volatile and it brings change when it's funneled in the right direction. So because of that, I just felt guided just before I recorded this to call in the goddess Kali. Kali is beautiful Indian goddess of fire. She is the warrior, but she will help to balance it so that it's not just sparking and getting irritated and annoyed. And notice when that's happening, because that's an inner child throwing a little tantrum from the past as a trigger that's going to be highlighted. But because this is a really long transit in 6 months of this Mars in Aries, we want to focus on what the benefits of that is, which is, how do you stand out amongst others? How are you being seen for being of service? How can you start letting your unique expression come through so that other people can start to recognize what that looks like? Otherwise, when we're falling into the shadow aspect of this, the negative elements, which is frustration, wanting to give up because it's all too hard, and then blaming a lot of people. And we just notice and journal and release, and we do it again because it all comes from childhood. I've had volatile upbringing in my early days with a very strong authoritarian father, so I've had to work with a lot of my fire element that was suppressed, and it would come out at inappropriate times because I would just push it down. And anger in itself is a great way to move forward, and especially if we're channeling that through movement, through dance, through yoga, through any practices, qigong, walking, any way you can sort of move that fire element so it's not getting stagnant and then exploding in the wrong times. And so because of this, Kali's a great one to meditate on and to create an altar with that in the sacred space to balance your fire element. You can have your sacred space, and I encourage all my clients to create a sacred space so that they're balancing the water, fire, earth and air within themselves. And I just want to show you my beautiful piece of fire. No, it's zebra stone. It's from the Kimberleys, and I want you to notice the striations on this and the layering that has. With this, I was really guided to talk about this as a metaphor for your foundation, that we are building a foundation of trust, well-being, assertiveness, courage. All these layers are built on and stacked upon themselves. And so we are asking to bank these experiences so they are more solid within our anchor, within our base chakra, within our connection to the earth, so that we feel these layers upon layers of where we are remembering the times we connected well to others, where we spoke our truth, where we saw evidence of being of service, and it bringing us change so that other people felt inspired to do something different. So really think about this layering of all the evidence that you have within your life experience of how you have taught yourself to be grounded and drop into stillness and peace whenever your water element got scattered and felt overwhelmed. And we're just dropping down. And as I'm speaking about this, I can feel this stillness coming through as I'm channeling this transmission of you learning to be your own anchor, to find your way of dropping back down into feeling calm and serenity and tranquility within yourself. And this sacred space will provide that for you as well. And I'm talking about this because of the new moon in Virgo in the later half of this month in September on the 17th, which will help us to create the details of the tapestry of our foundation. What needs to be woven into our foundation to create that stability? It could be color, it could be a crystal, it could be just the memories of the times that you overcame struggle, overcame adversity, stops, where you chose to actually take that daring leap, and all the detail that created within you is locked into your memory of your cells, of your tissues and organs, and that will give you the strength to move forward because you have that anchor. And then on the 22nd of September, we have the equinox, beautiful Libra time of finding that balance of the masculine, that fire element, and the feminine, and that flow, the water element. And we're finding that weave between ourselves, through the right and left sides of our body, through speaking and finding the space to retreat. So this month is all about that unity within ourselves, so that you're adjusting and recalibrating as the body does at a cellular level all the time. We're learning to do that within ourselves and not getting stuck in any particular too watery, too fiery moment, and find your ability to come back to center, come back to the breath, drop down into the heart, drop down into your base chakra foundation, so that you can harness all these gifts that are available to you. And if this has served you and you'd love to connect with me on a deeper level, I am starting a course in September to help you awaken your gifts at a deeper level, to really harness your quality so we can focus that Mars retrograde energy into actually creating change, deep transformation in yourselves and for other people, because it's going to be an awakening time of seeing your magic, seeing your medicine in a great way, being an inspiration. What is your calling? What is your mission? What are you inspired to be doing? We can't do it alone. We have to do it with support and being witnessed by others. And I always have a really supportive community. So reach out if this is resonating for you. I'd love to support you. Big love.